Word is biggity born, man. And on that note, I'd like to say peace to the leaders, achievers, hip-hop believers, and future seers. Welcome to another edition of State of the Game, brought to you by SA Hip-Hop 24/7, as well as SA Hip-Hop on the Grizzly Grind. My name is the Overyt, the man who definitely does control the hype. And let's just get straight to like the guest now. But before we do that, man, be sure to hit a like, share, and subscribe button, and also like let your people know that we out here putting in that dope content work. So now let's talk about our guest, man. So now she's basically the talk of the hip hop streets. Young MC, but she's out here literally doing the most, man. Recently signed to Def Jam, and we're gonna get to know her better, like what inspired her, how did the hip hop bug actually bite her, and we're gonna get to know like her plans moving forward, because she is relatively young, which means she got like a good 10-20 years on her in the game. But then I know there's like maybe 2 or 3 people in studio, but can everybody make some noise for Scumie?
Yes sir, yes
yo,
sir.
Yo, make some noise, bro. Okay,
She's not gonna make noise.
Oh, so are your friends shy, yo?
Yeah, she's shy.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, hi Scumie, how you doing?
I'm good. How you doing, bro?
I'm blessed, Joe.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, man. And I was so like impressed when you said that like you can play chess.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like the first move is on you while we
Okay.
get to like talk, you know what I'm saying? So let me just do this a little bit closer.
Alright.
And make your move. Okay, so before we get started, man, like who is Scumie, first name, surname, and like where you come from, and like how did the hip hop bug actually bite you?
Well, Scumie is Zamazita Mandi. And I'm from Midrand, Johannesburg, from the south, a Burbs kid.
Mm-hmm.
And basically I just do this for the love of music, for the love of expressing myself, and for the fact of putting out something that's sort of original in order to inspire other people to be themselves, because definitely like I got far. I don't know how, but I did it because I was myself, as much as it is uncomfortable, I did it. And sort of like, this is just how I came about. It was pretty quick, because like I just used to put out music on SoundCloud and everything, and it was a thing of people just wanted to hear, what is she cooking? Like you would never expect me to make music, so obviously they want to know, what is she cooking? And I think that curiosity sort of stemmed and grew into a huge supportive fan base, from ranging from families and friends to all the way people I don't even know, from people to Kenya, from people to Namibia. Trust me, I am shocked, and this is only the beginning. But like, yeah.
Okay, and like, can you talk to us about like how it all like started for you? You know what I mean? Because now everybody has a different story as to like, okay, so like for me personally, right? Like how I got into this rap thing. I saw ciphers happening, and I remember wanting to like partake, but then I couldn't, you know what I'm saying, until I went home and I wrote rap, so that like a week later I went and I spat that. So like, how did it all start for you, music and the hip hop?
How it started for me was that I had friends who were already rappers. Like they were SoundCloud rappers, like the underground. I think everybody knows who those people are. Yeah. And this was during quarantine, so obviously like everybody's tuned into like SoundCloud, they want to see what everybody's doing and everything. And I think there was a time where I wanted to start making beats. This was before Scumie. And then my homie, he's like a very prominent producer, like everybody knows him and stuff. And I literally just went to him, I'm like, bro, how do I do this stuff? And then he's like, have you been? I'm like, I've been like doing on like GarageBand, but I want to feel like I'm actually doing something. And then he's like, yo, I'll send you FL Studio and whatnot, and you can download it and stuff. And I'm like, okay, sure. And then he sent it. And then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start making beats, right? So obviously at first, of course my beats were trash, nigga, what can I say? And obviously it stemmed from frustration to sort of resentment. And I was just like, okay, you know what? Fuck beats. I don't want to make beats. And then
I relate so much to that.
Yeah. And then I was like, okay, you know what? It's fine. I'm gonna try rap, right? But I didn't really. It wasn't the first thing on my mind. It was maybe the last thing. And then there was a time where my homies pulled up. They're like, "Yo, we know BK the ruler, and we feel like you sort of resemble her in a way." And I didn't know her, and they were shocked. They were like, "How can you not know her?" And then ever since
I don't know her.
You know BK. BK is like the hardest female rapper on the planet. She's from the US.
Oh, word? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, no, maybe I've seen a couple of snippets. Okay.
Yeah. And then ever since I listened to BK, I don't think I turned back. I think something came over me and it was like, make a song. And then I went and then I fetched the beat on YouTube and then I recorded. And then I put it out and then I didn't stop after there.
Okay. Sounds like a very interesting story. So now, with regards to like Scumie and like her bars and all that, man, what does she talk about in her music?
I won't lie.
Oh, sorry. And also, who do you talk to? Who do you think you talk to?
Who do I talk to? I feel like I talk to all the niggas out there because mostly my fan base is prominently like males, and I feel like the subject matter of my lyrics is just in terms of sort of like egotistic, telling people how great I am, telling people not to mess with me, and I feel like it's in the way I sort of put it that makes people gravitate towards it more, especially like the males predominantly, which is shocking, you know.
Nah, but like girls hate on each other though. Like,
yeah.
I don't know why you're friendly. I'm joking.
No.
I'm joking, yeah.
But like basically it was just a thing of I just talk about subject matters a little baby would talk about. So hence why I talk to the people I talk about. So subject matter I talk about like what? Guns, I talk about fucking bitches, I talk about taking niggas hoes, I talk about, you know, smoking weed, I talk about all these what can I say, looked down upon things, but that's why people fuck with it because it's so like, you know, new and no female rappers like rapping like that, you know. But yeah.
Okay, cool. So now like on your journey, like can you talk to us as to like how did like your label find you and all that, yo?
So initially I wanted a distribution deal. And I was thinking already signing with AfriCorey in terms of those type of things, but I wanted like a major label, like a label that could get my music out there in the UK, Australia, the US, Canada and whatnot. And so I was like, okay, you know, I can try pitching to these big labels, these major ones like Universal and Def Jam. And I told my manager, and my manager had known an A&R executive in Def Jam. And he asked him, he was like, yo, can we have a distribution deal? Want to sign Scumie and everything, stuff like that. And then the A&R, like, he insisted. He was like, actually, no, we actually want to sign her and grow her as an artist and everything like that. And I was like, huh? And then they were like, we've been watching her and we think she has potential and we think we can, you know, take it to her highest potential. And initially I was hesitant because, like, obviously, you know, the connotations around labels.
Yo, don't sign to no major.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but like sometimes it's the thing of, obviously I went in knowing what was going to happen, but I also went in with a plan. You know, it's not like I just went in there and I signed the contract without really acknowledging what's happening, you know, because I'm aware. Everything, as much as people think I'm not, I'm like really aware, but there's obviously a bigger game plan to this. You know, it's just, it'll have to happen on its own. But like, basically, yeah, that's how it happened. And then they told us to come to Def Jam one day, Universal, and we went. And then they checked out, they were literally analyzing like my numbers and everything. And then we sat, we talked, and then they were like, okay, you know what, we're gonna sign you, send through everything. And then that's how it happened.
Dope. So now, in terms of like those that are watching right now, because now with the work I've been doing, I've been working mainly on like upcoming artists, you know, from all walks of life, and we probably it's actually your turn. You play. Okay. So like what's the criteria like when labels are looking for an artist to sign? What's the criteria?
I'd pretty much say the criteria has to be music that sells. Because you can't be signed to a label and then you're putting out music that doesn't really sell and maybe only people from your area listening to it. They will shelf you and you will not be able to escape. And so I feel like it's a thing of signing to a label. You have to get in there with the mindset of, okay, I gotta make things that sell. I have to make music for the masses. Otherwise, the whole thing's pointless, because the whole point of a record label is to make you international. And if you can't give them any international type of music that sells in the market, that that once you put it out, people are gonna actually jam it, then there's no point of signing to a label, because then you're gonna just sort of you're gonna be frustrated. You're gonna accumulate debts that you regret, because there's regrettable debt and then there's unregrettable debt. So that unregrettable debt is a debt that it's credit. Basically, I use this money to invest into where I am now. You might be at the top and stuff like that, like maybe a world star, but you knew I did this because this had to happen. And obviously, sacrifices also have to happen,
So can I just ask then, is it not like the label? Because now you emphasized on making music that sells. Is it not then the label's job to then because now they spotted the talent already, right? And we're gonna make you a star, and then you make your music in accordance to the talent, and obviously the writing camp, song and all that, right? So he needs to be there. So is it not the label's job to then sell you? Yeah,
I feel like as an artist, if you know what you're doing and if you know that, okay, this is what they want, you sort of just give it to them and they'll be like, okay, this is fine. But if they can tell that, okay, she doesn't really know how to make music for the masses, then obviously they have people, so they'll pitch in their people from publishing and they'll say, yo, we want a song like this and this and this for her, and then they'll end up writing a song for me and giving me a beat. Yeah, that's how they will actually improve. And then after that they'll send me the stuff and then I'll be like, okay, then I re-record what the reference is, and then that's sort of how a record label can grow an artist's potential if they don't know how to make music for the masses, or if the type of music that they want they can't really attain from your pure self, creation from the heart. Yeah, your raw self type thing. So yeah, that's how it works pretty much. But yeah.
Okay, and then in respect to your experience, what do you think the people want?
I feel like the people want something that's, what can I say? The trend right now is lock drums, right? And I feel like in terms of, let's say, Africa as a whole, as a continent, they want lock drums, but also something that's closer to home. So let's say Afro fusion, Afro beats with a mixture of lock drums with the South African feel in it. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's a thing of people want... There's people, obviously, I'm in the middle. So people want hip-hop and people want, Afro, that Afro type. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the type of music your mom be listening to and stuff like that. So I feel like it goes both ways. But yes, some people want hip-hop. Some other people want Afro type of music. Family-friendly type of music, Yeah, and I feel like, that's what people want, what I feel like.
Okay, so now what separates you from everybody? Because now I think I'm seeing that trend that you're talking about, where this past week I was at some event from another label, and they were basically pushing this artist in particular. So now every artist that's coming up has to go through me, basically. Okay, they don't have to, but then most of them normally do. And when I met this guy, he was hardcore raw cats and all that stuff. He'd spit, and I was so happy that Warner, okay, damn, I said it. I was so happy that this label had picked up this artist, and then we're at his listening session, and they completely switched him up. And then they used what you were what you're referring to.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, bro, really, bro, okay, Sharp, I see what you guys are doing, but like, yo, bro, like he's not his full potential.
Yeah, because he's not himself.
He's not himself. He's not himself. So are you yourself when making this music that everybody wants?
Definitely. Like, yo, I make sure. That's why it's a thing of I make the music. Like, I don't have anybody really sending me songs in order to, like, and I don't have, basically, I write all my music myself.
That's dope, yo.
I write everything myself. I will never, like, let someone, make a song for me and then I reiterate that song and stuff. Like, with me, it's a thing of, I want to make mainstream music, but that's also catered to the youth, that the youth can also listen to in a way. So I feel like that thing of I'm being me, but at the same time, I'm also doing it for the masses in terms of accumulating. Because, like, it's also, like, as much as it is art, it's also business. Because, like, I can't, like, sign to a label and then, like, I'm making no money. I have to sort of, like, make the money back in order to sort of, not have stress on myself. Yeah, if I'm just trying to leave, and then they'll just be like, okay, it's fine, you can just go, type thing. And so, yeah, this is the thing of, I make sure it's authentic, it's me. I make sure that the beat that we use is the beat that I want, is the beat that I feel like this will be for the masses. Everything, doesn't shit. Writing, that's all me. And I'll never I'll probably write for people, but I'll never let people write for me.
That is so dope. And like and it's dope that like you're a young person and you're still like keeping on with like the culture of like hip hop, because now like I don't agree with ghostwrites, even though it does help and all that, but like I do not, because now you're an MC. There's a rapper, there's an MC, and you clearly like an MC and all that. Okay, cool. So now you're talking about like you being your authentic self, like like who's that person, like on a deeper level? Because now you spoke about like the kind of music that you put out and all that. So now, like on a deeper level, like what do you want to like achieve, or which parts of the human soul do you want to touch?
I definitely want to touch the brain, because as humans we have a lot to think about, and it's the thing of, you also have to realize that everybody has problems. We all go through shit. Everything just sort of happens in its own right because it's supposed to. And so I feel like my music sort of, or me being myself in terms of music, is sort of expressing how I feel within that moment, and not really lying and talking about things that aren't there. Like the things I talk about in my songs are real life, as much as like obviously life is a movie. Everything is like, things happen in real life. They may seem superficial and whatnot, but like funny things happen. Funny things happen in this life, And so it's the thing of like pretty much talking about what's happening within that moment, and sort of making people, also leaving people thinking like, okay, damn, what did she just say? Like what she said was on like a deep level, because I feel like most of my lyrics are like deep in a way, in terms of expressing how I really feel, because not everybody does that in rap music these days. They just want to make songs that promote what, like flexing and shit. Like I get it, but also have substance in terms of you put those in little segments where you flexing, you got cash and whatnot, but you also you also talking about how things be happening in your life, how you think, how certain bitches treat you, or relationships, or like type of thing, like just expressing yourself in a deeper sense.
Okay, so can we talk about like the state of affairs with regards to the hip hop community? Like off air, right, we're chatting about like how I'm the middle child, right? So I link with the older heads, and then I also link up with you guys, and I try to find a balance. So like, how does hip hop look in accordance to you, right? Number one, holistically. And then part two of the question. I know you finished school last year, and you don't want to, you don't want like parts 2 questions and stuff. But like there's also like women in hip hop, and the women in the game have grown exponentially. Like I could actually say that there could be more women rappers than male rappers, actually. So what's the state of hip hop as a whole, and the state of women in hip hop, and are we one thing?
I feel like the state of hip hop as a whole is we trying to find ourselves, because we're still trying to find ourselves, because we were led by people like Riky and AKA, and they would pretty much sort of help boost us as artists and sort of like put us on the map in a way, and sort of like tell us, Okuti, okay, this is what you have to do in order to be here, right? Because like, trust me, like people like Riky and AKA, they really came through for the young people. I know everybody says this, like I know everybody says it, but it's real life. At least take it from somebody like me, because I was the last person Riky okay, so basically Riky was going for like a scout run where he was like picking people for Confest, right, to perform at Confest. And basically it was a thing of these artists put us on in terms of hip-hop, but now hip-hop, I feel like we're all lost. I feel like we're all trying to figure out how we can create like a powerhouse where we don't have to constantly refill the cold bucket, but the cold bucket is always filled in a way. You know what I'm saying? Like you see piano is like to the world, but in terms of our SA hip hop, it's sort of like, it's like, yeah, we're doing it, but we don't know what we're doing, because we sort of feel lost, because it's like the air right now in hip hop is very eerie, because niggas are dying, and so it's a thing of we just trying to find out how we're gonna work our way around it and whatnot. So hip hop is pretty much, it's in a gray area right now. It really is. And then female SA hip hop, I feel like, yeah, they are there, but they're not really putting in the effort like how they used to. So now it feels like we in a drought, because trust me, like I'll go to these studio camps and maybe it'll be a piano in a hip hop studio camp, and I'll probably be the only rapper in the room who's a female that's in there, and it's a bunch of niggas. The other females that are there are vocalists, you know what I'm saying? And so I feel like there's like a really heavy drought in terms of female in hip hop, and I feel like people also need to sort of put their interest in the females in the hip hop game, but also at the same time the bar has to be set high, because you can't just or like your music has to be so different that it has to captivate people, that people can say, okay, this makes sense. It makes sense why she's here. It makes sense why she's getting this money, this recognition. It makes sense because the music is good. It's there. But like in terms of the other people, I'm not trying to say anything, but I'm just saying like the bar just needs to be set high. And because I feel like I'm sort of making the drought worse, because like I feel like I'm setting the bar really high, but it's like, it's a good thing, because now we actually have female rappers who actually know what to do, what they want to do, how far they want to get, what they really want. Because when you're in this industry where you have to really know what you really want, and so yeah, I feel like the state of just hip-hop in itself is very eerie. It's like gray area. We're going through a lot right now, but obviously dark times never last, So yeah, definitely state of hip-hop right now, I want to give it a word.
But anyways, yeah, like moving on and all that, man. Okay, so like at the end, man, like what does Scumie want to be remembered for?
I want to be remembered for my raps, the way I rap. I want to be remembered for my voice. I want to be remembered for the types of lyrics I spit out, because they're not usual. Hey, I'm very unusual out here. But like, I also want people to remember me for my hard work, my effort, and my sort of like perseverance, when it comes to the music industry. Because this industry, like I'm telling you, you have to be this industry. Okay, basically, this industry makes you a tough shell.
Yeah.
Like it basically makes you stronger in terms of the shit that happens here. Sort of make you grow as a person and make you like open your eyes and stuff. Basically, that's what I'm saying. So I just want people to remember me for my perseverance, my trust in myself, because I definitely trust myself. I want people to remember me for inspiring the kids, influencing the kids, like at first I didn't believe it would be, like, people's mothers and little school children know me and stuff like that, but I started to realize it would say, oh, okay, like it's actually true.
Yeah.
And just basically my reach, I want to be known for my reach out there in the world, and how I go about things and my message, Yeah, just being myself.
Okay, so now let's talk about, before we wrap up, let's talk about like your projects that you are working on. You just dropped a new single with the homie Roy. Tell me how that's going, and tell me about it, yo.
So that song is actually doing well. I didn't know that it was gonna actually attract so much attention because I put it out as a snippet on TikTok one day, and then I think people started like I saw people they started posting videos, and I was like, oh, okay, now this is actually lit. And I feel like the anticipation built up like so much to the point where as soon as I put out the song, like everybody just went crazy and people were like, this is what we want and all of those type of things. And like the song is doing pretty well right now. Better than I expected. I thought it was gonna be something for now and then we done. But like I feel like it's doing pretty well, and I wanted to do
it's running by itself.
It's running and I wanted to do better, maybe overtly better, but that's in God's hands and stuff like that. But yeah, like that song, the way it came about, like it was pretty lit. Like we did the song from scratch and I was like recording and shooting at the same time that day. And then I freestyled, like you see the hook in there? I freestyled the hook. And I was like, yeah, this is just what we're gonna do. And then I think we didn't realize that we made a hit because we were just making.
Because you're having fun, right?
Yeah, like we're just like making. And then we only realized once I posted a snippet out there, and then
you got something.
Yeah, and I was like, alright, we'll put this one out. Yeah.
Okay, and then moving forward, because now the year still, even though time feels like it's running, right? I mean, we're already in April, but like, what's your plans for the rest of the year?
So the rest of the year basically is just me rolling out my new single Quick Fix, and also rolling out another single I have with Uncle. Not a single, but like it's from her EP. It's with Uncle Waffles. It's called Morocco, track 3.
Word.
Please check it out. It dropped yesterday. Haha.
Shout out,
Yes, sir. So I'm also gonna
just give it a date because we're dropping this like on Thursday or something.
Oh, it came out like Morocco's already out. Just check out Uncle Waffles' socials.
Okay, cool.
And you'll find the song there. And after that, I'm gonna drop an EP, and I'm sure EP around. I'm not gonna give you the date. Actually, you're just gonna see what happens. But it's definitely dropping before the end of the year.
Dope.
And I might do.
You're featuring me, right?
You wanna feature?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh wait, let's do it.
On camera, guys. We see this. You see this? Okay, word is born. Like, leave this knuckle on that. Dope. Yeah.
Yeah, man. But basically, I'm just planning on going on shows, more tours. Not more tours, but I want to start a tour. Like for my EP, I want to start a tour for that one, and yeah, pretty much pushing and dropping more singles. We might drop more singles, but we'll see what the future holds.
Okay, cool. So I'm a spiritual person, right? And I learned this trick from DJ Swoo. Where now you gotta talk to your future self. So like everything we've spoken about tells me that like Scumie is already gonna be a success, and she's already a success right now, but she's gonna take it much further.
Yeah.
So in everything that you desire right now, right, I need you to send yourself. Look at the camera over there.
Yeah.
Send yourself a message to the self that's got everything that Scumie desires, and I'm gonna show you this once you get it.
So my future self, basically.
Yeah, talk to yourself.
Yo, what's up, Scumie? I hope you're doing good. I hope you washed your Mercedes Benz yesterday. I hope it's clean. I hope your house is pretty, upkeep and clean and big. I hope your homies are eating. I hope you also supporting your family. I hope you also making music that you love and you running that business that you always want to grow. You know what I'm saying? But and I'm happy that you also stay true to yourself, because you also wouldn't be in this position if you didn't stay true. And I hope that, you learn more about life and you get through all these obstacles like you always have. You're a gangster, you know what I'm saying? And, I hope you also sort of put your trust in people who actually have their best interests at heart in you. And don't ever waste your time with people who don't have their best interest, and you don't ever want that train to stop. It must never stop until you die. Yes, sir, that's what I have for Scumie in the future.
Dope, man. Remember the name, yo, Scumie, yo. Remember the name. Okay, before that, man, where can you find you on social media?
You can find me on Instagram at Scumie, Twitter at Scumie_, TikTok at Scumie2, and what else? Yeah, pretty much that's it.
Okay, no diggity dub, man. Remember the name, yo, Scumie, yo. Remember the name, yo, Scumie.
Yes,
remember
sir.
the name, yo, Scumie. Hey, yo, I know there's like one person in the studio, but what's this lady's name? Scumie it is, man. Yo, man, all the best, and I appreciate you coming through. And I'm gonna pull up on you in the studio as well, man, and see how we can cook.
Yes, sir.
Word is
All right, thank you for having me, everybody. Peace out.
Our word of sport, man. So yeah, that was Scumie, and yeah, man, like I hope you guys enjoyed this interview. Catch us again next week for another edition of State of the Game, brought to you by Hip Hop on the Grizzly Grind, as well as SA Hip Hop 24/7. As for me, I am the Overyt, the man who definitely does control the hype, and I'm over and out. Word up.